Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, so it's you said you can't evaluate Trey Lance's day because he wasn't used properly. You really can't evaluate Jimmy Garoppolo. He threw 3 passes and like they all were at like the line of scrimmage. Which is funny because that's how he plays anyway. I just here's my takeaway with Jimmy Garoppolo. The fact that he had to play in this game isn't good for him. I think it's telling for the whole team because the 49ers benched all the starters who mattered. The only starter on defense, there were 2 starters on defense who played. Dre Greenlaw and Tavon Wilson, who's not really a starter. Dre Greenlaw was the only starter who played on defense. And then on offense, Trent Williams didn't play. Kyle Juszczyk didn't play. Raheem Mostert didn't play. George Kittle didn't play. The good players didn't play. Garoppolo played, though. What does that say? If Jimmy Garoppolo was the unquestioned starter on this team, like Kyle Shanahan tried to make it seem, he wouldn't have played in this game. But he did. Which means he definitely could get traded or benched before week 1. And the fact that he played but wasn't actually allowed to do anything or throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage just tells you that, like, A, the Niners aren't committed to him starting week 1. B, they want to showcase him and they want him to look good. And C, they accomplished that. I mean, they made Jimmy look better than Trey. If you look at the box score, you say, "Oh, Jimmy 3 of 3." That's a vet right there. He's so nuanced in his approach to the game. He's good. Trey 5 of 14. Well, he's not taking Jimmy's job anytime soon. That's the impression they created. But Jimmy's average depth of target, meaning where the throw was aimed on average, 1.3 yards downfield. Trey, more than 11 yards downfield. So even when Trey Lance is playing conventional quarterback, pocket quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo, one guy's throwing dinks and dunks, the other guy's going downfield. So I think it's fair to wonder if Trey Lance were to get to play with those starters, Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, the whole crew, that he might be able to do better than Jimmy Garoppolo, even without running. I mean, dang, Jimmy, like, when did you become the guy who's afraid to throw the ball past the line of scrimmage? How many screens can you throw in one game? I don't know. I'm not really impressed with Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not thinking that any other team is looking at those 3 throws thinking, damn, man, this is a totally different Jimmy Garoppolo. We got to have him. To me, he looks like a backup quarterback. When all you can do is throw the ball like within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage and you can't move, you could be the best dude in the world at throwing the ball within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. You're too limited. Way too limited. And even like Trey Lance with his inconsistency and his inaccuracy sometimes, I'll take him. He's less limited. He can throw the ball all over the field. He can run. I don't know. Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, hold on. They tried to shut me down, but no. It's not happening today. Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo, the fact that you had to play in this game, not a good sign. Not a good sign, but I think the fact that they traded for Trey Lance was probably not a good sign if you think about it. So, okay. Took it in stride, though. I respect that. Kyle trolling NFL nerds with the play action, roll left, throw right, play. Dude, he trolled himself by getting Trey Lance hit 4 times. He got hit like 6 times. Sacked 4 times. He trolled himself. What did you prove, Kyle? That you can get your quarterback hit too? That's really high-level stuff, man. Wow. Good job. Just one game, though. I think he'll do better next time. Why are you so negative? You're a very good journalist. You don't need this clickbait question. Trash. Because I'm not a good journalist. You give me way too much credit. All I survive on is clickbait trash. So, I mean, thank you, but you're wrong. You have way too high of an opinion of me. Robert says, how is Simba Webster's camp been so far? Feels like we haven't heard his name much this offseason. He never gets the ball. He got in late. They don't give him the ball. He plays in a preseason game. Boom, he's explosive. Who would you rather have, Simba Webster or Richie James Jr.? I'll take Simba. I like Simba. He should be their kick returner. He'd be a good kick returner. You don't want Brandon Ayuk returning kicks. Let him return punts. Simba should be the kick returner. I like him. He's hella fast. Josh Rosen figured out pretty quick that was the guy to go to. Hasty needs to make the roster. I'm going to talk about him in a minute. I really like Hasty. I know he fumbled. Jeff Wilson Jr. used to fumble. Raheem Mostert used to fumble. Tiki Barber used to fumble. It's correctable. High and tight. Cade says the Chiefs kept using their first team D. The Chiefs kept their first team D in to sack Trey and send a message. Kyle sent a response by dialing up the bootleg post to Sherfield and then letting Trey get his ass kicked all first half. 4 sacks. That means he was on pace to take 8 sacks. You cannot let. It's one thing. I mean, look. It's one thing if the quarterback can't move and he takes 8 sacks. But there's no excuse to let your quarterback get hit that much. There are things you can do. Move the pocket. Ball out of his hands, screens. What were you trying to prove by letting Trey Lance get that many hits? What was that? Is that tough love? I don't get it. I don't feel like that's mentoring. I don't think that's building up confidence. I felt like by the end of the first half, he looked rattled. He should have been rattled. He got his ass kicked. They beat the hell out of him in a preseason game. And Kyle's like, yeah, he needs this. Hey, go take another hit. I don't know, man. Pay the electric bill, Grant. I know it's motion censored. No, I think they just don't like me. Can you keep this live going the whole night, bro? Nah. I'm sorry. I got to get home. I got to drive all the way back to Oakland. Looking like you about to ask me for CC information about Social Security. That's fair. All right. Hold on. Do you think Lynch was throwing shade at Jimmy when he complimented Lance for not throwing it underneath the Ayuk on the 80-yard TD? I didn't hear the TV. I heard everyone talking about it. I wasn't here. I'm here in the press box. I didn't hear him say that, but it sounds to me like John Lynch is all in with Trey Lance, right? It sounds like John Lynch pushed for him, and they're very happy, and now they want Trey Lance to be the quarterback. And I don't know, maybe Kyle's the one dragging his feet. I mean, the way he called plays today, it's almost like, oh, everyone thinks Trey Lance is so freaking great. Well, let me show him that he's not ready. All right, Kyle. Well, other offensive geniuses have been able to have a lot of success right away with mobile quarterbacks by using their legs. You did it too 10 years ago with Robert Griffin. He's going to do it in the preseason. I've seen how they use Lance in practice. It's just a waste of a freaking preseason game. And I'm right. Kyle, you're wrong. I'm right. End of story. Sorry. Joshua says, you are a good journalist, LOL. What do you think is the best 4-man front defensive line? Well, Armstead in the interior, like talking third down. Armstead in the interior, Kentavious Street in the interior, and then Ford and Bosa on the outsides. Don't sleep on Kentavious Street. That dude's a baller. The coach says Trey ain't ready. Count the drop picks just like you count the drop passes. All those sacks were on the O-line. Trey double hitched on throws due to pressure. Tape don't lie. Yeah, man, if you want to use Trey Lance like that, he's not ready. If the idea is, okay, we're going to draft Trey Lance, but we're not going to run him, and he can't leave the pocket. He has to play like a conventional quarterback. He's not ready, and he may never be ready. But if you want to use him like the Ravens use Lamar Jackson, he's freaking ready. I've seen him in camp. The Niners defense can't stop him when he's allowed to actually run. It's the best thing he does. His arm, his mechanics, it's secondary. It's good for a mobile quarterback. He's got a better arm and throwing mechanics than Kaepernick had. But if Kaepernick was forced to stay in the pocket as a 21-year-old, he wouldn't have even succeeded at Reno. I do think Trey Lance is ready. I think he'll show it, but that's why I had an issue with this game. It's like Kyle, you called a game that made your number 3 pick look not ready. Is that what you wanted to do? Because your starter didn't look ready. I mean, you called a freaking training wheels series for freaking Jimmy G on 3rd and 15. You called what was that? Check down? Trey Sermon? So you don't like Jimmy, and then you bring in Trey Lance. You don't like him either? You put him in a situation where he's going to fail. I'm with you, coach. If that's the way they're going to use him, they should have drafted Mac Jones. End of story. If that's the plan for Trey Lance, draft Mac Jones. But I'm telling you, it's not the plan for Trey Lance. I've seen it. They're going to do the stuff the Ravens do. Why would you not show any of it in this? I don't know. Good comment. I'm telling you, he's ready for the way they're going to use him. Not ready for this. If this is the idea, the plan, you should have drafted Mac Jones. It's on you. Mac Jones could have executed this offense tonight, no doubt. I like Mac Jones. I thought he looked good. I actually really like Mac Jones. Look good. Do you think Bosa's actually on track to play week 1 or even 1? I don't know, man. I don't know. He had a torn ACL plus a meniscus. It's been less than a year. If he says, you know what, I'm not ready until a full year has passed, well, that would be week 3. I'd understand it. We'll see. I don't think we're hearing the truth. Coach, you know I respect you. I totally feel where you're coming from. But what I'm saying is if this is going to work with Trey Lance, they're going to have to use him a very particular way. That wasn't it. And the good news is I've seen them use him the right way in camp. I don't understand. You have to hide that much. I get, okay, fine. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.